Oh, it's by Warthog. Huh. Interesting. Some nice Scooby action to start us off. And then a bit of Evo. Oh, we have to pick a language. We're British. Oh, why is that not? Hang on. There we go. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties there. Hello, and welcome to the aptly named Rally Championship, as we continue our quest to try and find the best racing game on the PlayStation 2. First off, as always, I would like to know what the controls are. Otherwise I'm going to struggle. I know, like... Oh, it was navigating down as... Okay, so respawn is L2. I'm sure I'm going to need respawn quite a lot. So, yeah. Have a look around. Okay. Looks fairly polished, this. As I said during the intro, this is Warthog. So, later on they would make Richard Burns Rally. But for now we have Rally Championship, and I know nothing at all about this game. I'll leave it on medium for now. I did not have this one when I was a kid, but it's a rally game, so we're going to try it out. In fact, yeah, we'll just do quick race. Ooh, okay then. And we're going for like the early 2000s set. Nice. Basically I can only drive the Astra, but it's nice to see. Yeah, these are some nice cars. And then there's another one for... Right, so there's another set of cars for different classes. These are nice. We've got any... Oh, we do. Quattro, Stratos, and a Mini. Good, it's nice to see a Mini in a rally game. Always appreciated. Privateer. We have the Saxo, which is always a winner for me. That's an extra 2 points immediately for having a Saxo. We have the Micro, which I always like to see. Felicia, and the Puma. In fact, it's the Warthog Puma. And then we have the 1600 modified. We've got a nice selection of cars here. I'm liking this. Astra looked a bit funny from the front there. If I just take a look, yeah, the grill is shifted up, like, but otherwise I think things are looking nice. Now, as always, I'm going to pick the Saxo. So, yeah, I can't avoid, I can't help myself. If there's a Saxo, I will pick a Saxo. I like this interface. This is a very nice interface. Alright. Oh, we can mess about with the settings as well. Okay. I won't mess with any of that right now. Okay, so the Scottish Rally, Glen Gap. And we'll see how we do. Double checking, yeah, all my volumes are correct. We are indeed recording. Shiro's looking good. And we do have the Revy one on. I have multiple different versions of Shiro. Okay. What's this going to be like? Ooh, splash. Very wet day on this rally. Incredibly wet day. Almost wouldn't want to go rallying out in this. Lots of lovely big puddles on the road. Ooh, sugar. Blimey, they do upset the car quite a bit. This is one of the few rally games that leaves its music on whilst you're also listening to pace notes. Because usually rally games disable the music during a rally so that you can hear the pace notes better. So I'm happy to hear some, well, techno at the moment. I'm happy for that. Different camera views. Bonnet cam. I always like a bonnet cam. What's this one? Like a very, very far back camera. Yeah, we'll go back to where we were. This is quite a simple course for now, but of course, this is the first course in the game, so you don't expect it to be too difficult. At least I haven't rolled the car yet. That is something. Whoa. Bit too much slowdown. Has it been telling me my gaps between opponents? Because I haven't been paying attention. I'm hoping for a checkpoint at some point soon so that I can see if it's doing that. Have a checkpoint there. Ah, we do. Right, so we're in third at the moment. Okay. And I've not been doing fantastically well, so difficulty seems probably about right. Once I get into it, I imagine I'll be further up the field. Thin bridge. Lovely, we're in there. I don't know if the stop sign just to my right there would have been destructible, so I didn't slam into it. Some games don't have destructible obstacles at all, so if I hit one of those, it's probably going to kill the car. Knowing that Warthog did Richard Burns Rally later on, I don't know how solid these cars are, because in Richard Burns Rally, if you hit something, you are dead. Oh, no, went a bit too deep there, get off. Ooh, not good. That's not going to do much for my time. Don't really know what class I'm against either. Like, if it's mixed class, then I don't expect to be winning this, because I only picked a 1600 car. Yeah, like, I'm in fourth, but I don't know if the guys above me are driving World Rally cars or cars equivalent to me. It might tell me at the end. We shall see. Fairly decent course length so far. In fact, I know how long we are through the course because 8 kilometers and we've only done 6 on the readout at the next to it. That's a good way of telling the distance. In fact, that little, yeah, the markers underneath that are showing how far we are through anyway, because one lit up as we went through a checkpoint. So ignore me completely. I know exactly how far we are through this course because a little bit to go. I'm figuring it out as we go. As I said, this is the first time I've ever played this. Ooh, we have a bump. Might want to slow it down a tad for that one. And the finish should be somewhere around here. Bit of a cut there, but no one seemed to mind. There we go. Lovely. And we finished. Right, so we came third, and it is ones from my class, because that Puma was also in my class, so okay, fair enough. I don't expect to win every rally. You know, you can't expect to win everything. Right, and there it is in total. Right, okay. Oh, that's just best times in general, okay. I wouldn't have ranked there anyway. Okay, so we've had a bit of a quick race. I will try something a bit faster, unless it is the fact that we can only pick one stage. Just keep it on easy, medium rather. Let's pick something a bit faster. Yeah, I'll pick the Astra. Now, can I go anywhere else? Can I only pick that one stage? Scotland? No, I can go to Kenya. Okay. We'll go to Kenya in the Astra. Okay. The East African Safari Rally. Warthog are very into putting themselves on the front of these. Like, they're very... We did this. It's us. I don't blame them. Like, if I made a game, I'd put my name everywhere, but you know. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
there a look back button? I know L2 resets the car, so I'm not going to press that. Don't seem to have a look back button though. But then again, why would you? There's no cars behind you. Look back button in a rally game would only serve to just show you the front of the car. Maybe you could check how much damage you've taken. This does feel a lot faster than the Saxo, but it would do. It's a 2000 instead of a 1600. Although we are only 9th, so that does not bode well. This feels okay so far. I quite like this. I'd definitely play it. Ooh, should get a big castle over there to the right, and a rather large moat that we don't want to make our way into. We'll avoid that where possible. Also avoid the big tree there. Yeah, this is good. I like this. We're moving up the field. We've gone from 9th to 5th. Don't crash into anything in the little town. In fact, we're going in through the gates. Seems quite fast-paced, kind of arcadey. I like it. Cars don't feel floaty at all. They feel quite solid. I don't feel like I'm losing control of them very much. Of course, that'll vary between cars, though, so I don't really know fully yet. I do have a few more rally games lined up. Obviously, there's a lot of rally games on the PlayStation 2, but we will play all of them, slowly but surely. I have been on a bit of a gap playing Revolt and things like that as well. Ooh, big chime in the back there. Must have gone past a church of some kind. It's very bright at the moment. Almost struggling to see. Just about dodged that tree there. I played it a little bit risky there. Don't hit the tractor. And they're just perched on top of a big truck. No, not the reeds. You can tell this is a much earlier PlayStation 2 game, because the Astra that we're driving especially looks kind of PS1. You can sort of tell. There's that sort of there's a sort of PlayStation 1.5 point in the life cycle where we had early games which looked a little bit, you know, we were making this and then you had the PlayStation 2 come out, so we updated it a bit rather than made for the PlayStation 2 ground up, as it were. You can sort of visually see that. Not to give this any shade though, this is really good. Quite like this so far. Do the finish. Lovely. But yeah, the Astra does look decidedly, you know, odd. There we go, fit. Not bad. We're the highest Astra, so I can have that. That's what I'd normally do in Richard Burton's Rally. I'd say, like, if I'm the highest of my type of car, then I'm pretty satisfied. And then everyone's on a level playing field, as it were. Okay. Right, so we've done a little bit of quick races. I might hop into the arcade mode and see what that's like. I'm worried that the career mode will be very long, but I'll do a little bit of arcade and then we'll do a little bit of career. So we have an amateur one to pick from. I have to put my name in, okay. Get rid of all that. Weird place to put the delete button. Funny how it's only asked me to put my name in now, but I guess quick race means I don't want to put my name in, I just want to go. Where's the end? Okay. Oh, so that was there and it just wasn't highlighted. Okay. I don't know. Right, so amateur arcade. And we have to pick from this set of cars. So we can either have the Civic, the 106, the Proton, or the Puma. Now, in my head, I think the Puma's probably going to be best here. But I don't really want to pick the best one. I'll be fair, I haven't driven a Rally Civic. And I haven't driven a Rally Proton, to be honest, but let's pick the Civic. I don't often pick Civics, so let's go for that. Can I sip my coffee yet? I can. Lovely. Okay, Vauxhall Rally of Wales. I wonder if we get an intro from Plum. That'd be nice. Been watching too much Irish Rally again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Off we go. Oh, we have a countdown timer? Oh, I guess it is arcade mode then. We really have, like, arcade as in, like, we have a countdown timer. Wow. There was a point at which they stopped putting countdown timers in games because we were no longer bringing the arcade to the home console. So we just sort of did away with the countdown timer. Yes, it's literally just an arcade mode with a countdown timer. There isn't any opponent timers by the look of things. I wonder if I'll go past any opponents as we go through this. I wonder if there's it's a Sega Rally sort of thing. I haven't played enough of that. Really should. The bloke with his transit van just parked across that one and again. We're fairly in for the checkpoint, so we've got about 10 seconds to spare, that's fine. If I spin the car around though, that'll quickly diminish. We got down to 9 seconds there. So I am losing time. Oh, sugar, we'll lose time there. Do we go through the house? We do! Hello! I say house, that's a bit extravagant for a house. Now we're on tarmac, so we have a bit more grip. We know it as well, we can hear the tyres screeching away. And back onto gravel. A nice change of surface. Definitely tell that you're on a different surface then. And I like a mixed surface event, because that makes you think about what kind of tyres you want to give yourself. Yeah, interesting to think. This would be, being a Warthog 1 before Richard Burns Rally, this was probably an important stepping stone towards that game. We are losing time. We've only got 6 seconds to spare, which is not good. Whoa! Blimey! I did not have time to brake there. That might be us out of the running on the first event. That did not call the corner soon enough. Where are we going? Can't see for the sun. I'm hoping that the checkpoint is generous because we have lost a lot of time in here. What a weird bit of course. This is a bit super special stage. We're going through some sort of an army base. Where's the checkpoint? Where's the checkpoint? Where's the checkpoint? Where's the checkpoint? Oh, whew! Just about. Just about. Oh boy. Oh. Okay, so it's just us by ourselves. So we don't have any, like, opponent times to think about. It's just us against the clock, getting to the end of the course before we run out of arcade time. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, the Civic looks a lot nicer than that Astra. I don't know. Okay. Let us continue to East Africa. We have a bit of a jump now. Jumps from Wales to East Africa. Okay. Just hop on the plane and off we go. Right, let's try and do better with this one. We won't try and have a 2-second overlap. I prefer to make it with some time to spare. Don't fall into the crowd of people. Yeah, this is quite fast paced. Like, this is faster than you expect a Rally Civic to be. But again, arcade mode, so they've probably scaled things up a bit for arcade mode and then it scales back for actual career mode. Ooh, sugar. Over crest. Hoping for a checkpoint sometime soon. Okay, we have a 10-second deficit. That's fine. That's about where you'd want it, to be honest. Through the mud, over the jump. More mud. Just swing the Civic around. Front wheel drive, so you just boot it in, it'll correct itself quite easily. Ooh, thin bridge there. We're fine. I say thin bridge, it was fairly, you could fit 2 cars on there. I thought that was a tent, but it was just a big rock. Couldn't tell. I wonder what year this was. I bet it's like a 2001 release, this one. I bet. Something like that. I don't know, but I bet afterwards, if I check, this will be a 2001 release. Or something around that area. Bet this has got a Dreamcast port that looks exactly the same. Dreamcast was always a bit strange. Like, it was a bit early, so it ended up with a lot of PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games. And sort of the PS1 games got upgraded a bit to sort of take advantage of the new hardware, but it was a little bit weird. It sometimes makes for edge cases where Dreamcast games are the better versions of PlayStation releases. Anyway, we did that one quite well. We had a 10-second gap all the way through. Lapland, okay. Nice. Oh. Apologies if you can hear me slurping the coffee. I've had one a bit early so that I can actually do one of these recordings whilst I've got the house to myself. Yes, we are in the morning, not in the evening this time. Ooh, we're very blue. We're decidedly snowy and blue. I mean, I expected the snow for Lapland, but there's a very blue hue going on. I wonder if the snow eats us if we go too far out. Let's try not to. I've done very well here because I've picked a mostly white car in now white conditions. I didn't think this one through. Never mind. If you squint, I bet you can't even see the car. There's a 12-second gap there, that's not too bad. Got a little village to scream past. Ooh. Okay. Oh, the snow isn't too bad. Almost like grass then. No. Snow. I was worried that if we went off course the snow would just grind us to a halt, but thankfully we are fine. Spike of a mountain there to the right. Doing okay. Music feels almost a bit London Racer-ish, but this isn't Davalex quality, this is a lot better than that. But the music is very PS1 techno sort of thing, which is not a bad thing. The humongous crowd of people to the right there. They've all come to see this one little Civic, because there's no one else competing, according to the leaderboard. But they've all come to see this little Civic perform, as it were. So for that big bump. Into that. Wow, that's a humongous crevice. Fit the whole car down there. That's probably the last checkpoint before the finish. The big pipe there. Thankfully we're not driving on top of that, although you could definitely fit the car on top of there. Ooh, we've lost the back end. Don't hit the supports. Do we normally have roads going underneath massive pipes like that? Seems a bit of a set piece, but I don't know. I've never been to Lapland, so I don't know if that actually happens somewhere. Massive pipes spanning the top of the road. There we go. 7-second space. That's fine. Lovely.
5, 4, 3.
To be fair, I don't know if the snow felt very different from gravel. I'd say it made a difference at least, but yeah, that was alright. But yeah, you really can't see the car from far away. It just blends into the snow. I should have picked a brighter colour. Never mind. Okay, and now we're back to Scotland for the Scottish Rally. Well, we've been everywhere for a small, like, arcade jaunt. Oh, and it's pouring down. Okay. Well, Nessie will be enjoying the weather, but I won't be. Is this the course we did with the Saxo? Ooh, ah! Okay, we have solid, whatever they're called. Solid fences. I don't know why I lost the word fence in my head there. At least that means the stewards don't have to come out and replace them if I haven't been able to knock them down. That's put a rather big dent in the left of the car on the bumper, but oh well. We've restyled this a little bit. Yeah, I think this is the same course we did with the Saxo, so at least I have previous experience. I do know there's a couple of bridges to come. I'd say the pace notes are pretty good. Like, I've not been listening perfectly to them, obviously, because I'm talking over them at the time, but yeah, I'd say the pace notes are pretty easy to follow. Sometimes you're not sure whether pace notes are going to be really incorrect, but it's not flying me off a cliff quite yet, so I'd say they're believable. There's the first bridge, so we'll fit through there. Again, the bridges are quite generous, so we can get away with that. We can actually enter them with some speed. Right, there's a hairpin. And it was a hairpin. I did brake a little bit too early for it, but never mind. Might have to grab this music for the rally playlist. Because despite wanting the music off to listen to pace notes, as long as music hasn't got words in it, then I think you're fine to listen to music whilst doing pace notes. So this is perfectly fine. Puts you in a different mood depending on the pace of the music. Gosh, we have really mudded the Civic. It may as well have came in brown, goodness me. There was a little screechy guitar in the background there. I was just letting it play. Yeah, there is. We're nearly there with this one. I should say the next checkpoint's probably the last one. Nope, one more after this. Sugar. We did lose the back end slightly there, but we've saved it, we're fine. Not seeing the finish. There's the finish. Not a moment too soon. Car is suitably brown and dented, but we have finished. Everyone go and fetch some umbrellas. Goodness me, it's pouring down. Oh dear. So there were 4 races in that, so we won. Wonderful. Great driving. Amateur academy completed. Championship mode is now unlocked. Well done. Nice. Whatever. Okay. You can tell this is a bit early in terms of PS2 though, even with that cutscene. So I've unlocked the second version of that one. But I think, well, we're about half an hour in. I think we should try and do some career stuff. Oh, we pick the car? We buy the car? Oh, wow. So we start with 25 grand, buy a car, although the micro's 30 for some reason. I'm gonna buy the Puma. Let's see what numbers we get. Blimey, 350 grand. Wow. Okay, so we have to actually earn money and buy cars and... Okay, that's pretty cool. Wow. I assume we unlock the classics because I can't see them around here. Yeah, I can't see the classics anywhere. So we'd start off in privateer. Probably go to 1600. Then 2000. And then pro. Well, I'm going to buy the Puma because that makes the most sense, really. Okay, we bought a Puma. And then we can go to the garage, check what cars we have. Check the information on them. Okay. Know what restore is. No, I've no idea. I'll put my name in again, but, you know, it should have really read it from the arcade mode, but I guess in case someone else comes over and beats your scores, I don't know. Yeah, it didn't. What button did I press last time to say yes? Okay. There we go. Press circle. Okay, so we can either do a local rally or we can do a championship. Right, so we have to buy a car from that tier to take part in that. Okay. So we're going to do a local rally with our Puma, and we're going to go... We'll go to Scotland. Okay. And we'll get some money for finishing the rally and buy a car, I guess. Interesting. Not quite a Gran Turismo career, but it's a career. Quite like that. Cool. Let's see how much money we get from finishing a rally. And I assume we unlock cars in the other modes as we buy them in this mode. I do love how this is a fake look, like it's a Warthog branded Puma. There's plenty of Pumas that took part in rallies and they've just decided to make a Warthog Puma. I like that though. It's like with like, I don't know, just sometimes games have their own developer name as a car, like Hummer in Revolt was originally just called Acclaim, and in my head that's like, ooh, this is the developer car, so this is the best car, you know. So the Warthog Puma is the best Puma. Because it's the one in the Warthog game. So they make it the best, you know. The game branded car is automatically the better one. Alright, the game liveried car. We are winning by 0.4, so that's not a great lead, but it is a lead. And we have done this course a couple of times now, so we might know it a bit better. I am recognising it. I don't know whether I drove the Saxo here or the Astra now. I think it was the Astra that I took here. Ooh, that's a bit wide. It's hard to get the car to turn in sometimes, I will admit. Now we're down by 0.6. I did just think I didn't check size before I started this one, and I can't remember if I moved yesterday's recorded race over to ooh, no. Oh, damn it. I was saying I don't know if I moved yesterday's recording over to storage, so we might be struggling for space. I might have to move it over during a loading screen. Okay, now we're 4 seconds down. That's not good, but I did fall off. I would have to pay for repairs on the car. I'll have to pay for a team of mechanics or whatever. Don't know. We shall see. Whoa! Really sent the back end flying, man. Then again, I guess this is this one drives differently, of course. Is the Puma rear-wheel drive, like front rear? I don't know. Probably may well be. I'm not sure. It's obviously front engine because there's a tyre in the boot just there. It could be front rear. I'm not sure. Sometimes they did have front sports cars. There was the FTO that was front. I'm trying to concentrate to try and bring my numbers back up because we are still slipping down the order. I need to think. But obviously we are, this is the first car we've owned, so we can't be expected to win races. And we are in third. Third is okay. Third is completely, you know, completely fine. I think this is the one we just did in the Civic, actually. Yeah, this is the last one we just did in the Civic. Ooh, don't hit that tree. That was a big cut. Okay, we finished. Whew. How does that line up? Okay, so we came third by a couple of seconds. We were not the fastest Puma, but Puma's dominated the leaderboard. And we'll press continue, and what happens now? I was expecting, like, cash for completing that, but whatever. I can't pick anything. Right, it's just showing me the next course. Okay. It's not asking me to fix the car. No, it's not asking me to fix the car at all. No, these aren't fixing it. This is tweaking how responsive things are. Okay. I'm going to increase that a little bit, just to sort of see if that helps with steering. Because honestly, it feels a little bit hard to get the car to turn sometimes. Although, I am drawing from my experience with the Civic, so it will differ from car to car as well. Okay, so here's a stage we haven't done yet. It is also decidedly wet, but that's okay because we still have all the glass in the car despite falling off a bridge earlier. So we're not getting soaking wet. I probably didn't need to slow down at all for that, but it looked like a cliff edge on the side. But then it faded in and it was just a short drop. But either way, we don't want to go down there. How did we lose 2.5 seconds already? Okay. I only dabbed the brakes in an odd spot once. I really don't feel like that lost us 2 seconds. Alright, you're the boss. There we go, that's better. You get that sometimes. I swear you get them in every rally game. Like, there's just a section where you lost a bunch of time and you don't know why, and then a section where you gained a bunch of time and you don't know why. Like, they got to equalize the times so that it feels like natural. I doubt everyone had an issue during that section. Right, so now I'm 2.6 up. Ooh, I'm spinning the wrong way. I ended up pointing right into a left-hander. We're going into a graveyard. Who rallies in a graveyard? It's an odd place to let them rally. I really don't think they allow that. Now, I've never heard of a rally going through a graveyard before. I mean, they are all barricaded off or something, but someone could easily lose control of the car and fly into a headstone, and that's not very respectful. And they're haunted by a ghost for smashing into someone's headstone during a rally. The haunted rally car. Not good. 3.8 up, that's great. In fact, that's probably the biggest lead we've ever had. And if everyone drove really slow through the graveyard out of respect, whereas I just kind of piled through it so I'd be out of there quicker. Less time I spend in there, the better for not getting haunted. Ooh, I could have done with that call a little bit sooner. Never mind. We're still forward a bit of seconds up, so we're fine. Might even win this one. And then that'd make up for not winning the other one. The times might be combined together, and then we'll win. Hopefully. We'll see. I think it is only 2 stages. I think it said that at the start. So after this we might get some money and we'll find out how much money we need to raise to buy a better car. I'd hope we unlock some more areas so that we can do that. 3 seconds up, so we lost some time. Titans. Where? I see no Titans, I only see fog. I'm not really dodging these big puddles, and I probably should be because they probably slow me down a lot. There's the finish. Lovely. And how did we do? We've scraped across the wall there, but never mind. We won! By a sizable margin, about 5 seconds. Nice. And the times did combine, and we were 2 seconds in the lead because we did so well in this one. Lovely stuff. So then we continue, and we won that one. Great driving. We won 20 grand. We got 20 grand for that? Okay. That almost paid for the whole car. 10 grand a race. Blimey. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm just going to check space. We're fine. We're fine. Right, so from that, car dealer. Now, I can buy a Saxo, but there's no point in buying a Saxo because I already have the Puma, which has disappeared from the list because we already own it. So from there, I assume we go into another local rally and drive a Puma and go somewhere else. We don't have Kenya. So we'd have to go to Wales, I guess. Yeah, so Scotland, Wales. Oh, we have the Manx rally. That'd be nice. I'm going to leave it as it was because it's felt okay. So we'll do Wales now. I do realise that we are repeating a lot of courses, but, well, rallies do that anyway. But at the same time, we are just at the beginning of the game, really. I assume that after these two, we unlock a new area to take part in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let's continue the career with Puma. Let's head off road. Hello, blinding sun. Lovely setting sun, actually. Head into the construction site, as it were. This area reminds me of somewhere in Wreckfest. With a big, like a sand moving, I don't know what those are called. Dodge. Ooh, Stonehenge. We don't want to hit Stonehenge. That would be even worse in terms of being haunted. There's a lot of hauntedness in this game in my head. Nice windmill over there. Don't want ancient druids telling us off for knocking over Stonehenge. I missed the H. I pronounced it like in the Ruttles. Never mind. Stonehenge. Nobody knows what they were doing or why they were there. Other way around, never mind. I haven't watched that in ages. Well, 2.5 seconds ahead. Can you tell I'm rambling? Never mind. Embarrassing myself. Never mind. I'm having fun. That's the point. I don't know how we gained another 1.5 seconds during that bit. Ooh, bit wide. Scream through someone's stately home. Onto the tarmac. Lose the back end. Tap the brakes a little bit. I couldn't really see for the sun, so I broke a little bit early there. But never mind. Wow. 6 and a bit. Yeah, okay, so if we do well in this one, we'll have a nice little buffer for if we do badly in the next one. Which will be a course that we haven't faced before, because it'll be the second Rally of Wales one. Ooh. Onto the tarmac. Again, probably didn't need to brake that much, never mind. Ah, we're into the, not the army base, but sort of the special stage bit. We didn't bash the wall that time, thankfully. Goodness me. Oh, the car is struggling. Come on. Got a course made entirely of sandbags. Again, would they really... I mean, sometimes they'd send a rally through places like this, but I don't think, like... No, that's a bit close. I don't know. With, like, planes around parked in garages as well, it seems a bit... I don't think they'd really send a rally through there. Anyway, we did it. And we won by about 6 seconds. 6 and a bit, yeah. Nice. So we'll continue on to the next stage, get another 20 grand, and buy a car, hopefully. So now we have another name that I can't pronounce. Garthiniog. Yes. I'll ask my dad, he lives in Wales. He knows how to pronounce these things better than me. Garthiniog. I don't know. Welsh Rally. Okay, it's wet, I can tell you that much. But that was pretty guaranteed. I was expecting the wetness.
Right 1. Left 4.
Plenty of puddles again. Don't think they're slowing me down that much, so I don't think I've got to stress too much about dodging them. Again, the game is quite arcadey in nature, so you're going to want to go through the puddles because it's fun. They're going to expect you to go through puddles.
Right 4.
But logically they would slow the car down and would cause the car to aquaplane, so it might be better to avoid them in some cases. But it is nice to make the water go splash.
Left 3.
It's a constant struggle. Do you want the water to do a funny splash effect, or do you want to save time and not crash the car?
Right
The dilemma of rally.
2. Left 2 into right 1.
Ooh, that's a massive puddle.
Left
5.5 seconds, we're doing great.
1. Right 1.
See, I did feel like I'd set this to the right difficulty in the beginning, but now I feel like I'm winning a bit too easy on these ones, so maybe the career mode starts at easy mode and then changes to medium halfway through and then hard near the end? Maybe? I did just power into that wall there, never mind. It might do that, I don't know. It might ignore the difficulty settings that you did at the start and slowly ramp up the difficulty as you go through, which would make sense, but I've no idea.
Left 2.
That's what I'd do if I was making a game.
3 into square left.
One day I swear I will make a game. I don't know whether it's going to be a rally game, an arcadey stunt game, a Carmageddon game. I have ideas for maybe 4 or 5 different games, and I couldn't really just conglomerate them all into one big one.
2 into right 2.
But I know nothing about coding, and whenever I look at coding it just turns to soup in my mind, so I don't think I could ever do it. I used to make little games in Game Maker when I was a kid. 13 seconds up. Yeah, I used to make little games, little adventure games in Game Maker.
Right 2 into
Never made any racing games with it because I couldn't do 3D stuff and I didn't like top-down races,
3.
which is the only thing you could really make in Game Maker. Game Maker could do 3D, but again, I couldn't wrap my head around it. And I think it was a paid feature anyway at the time.
Left 5.
I'm not sure.
Right 5.
This course is going okay so far.
Left 1.
Bridge here, but it's a nice wide bridge, so
Into
he didn't even bother calling it. 14 seconds up, goodness me, the others are asleep at the wheel or something. What's going on? We were struggling in previous events, but this is apparently the one for me. Bit weird.
right 3.
Again, thankful for the non-destructible barriers. That would have been me into the river there and definitely out of the rally in terms of real life conditions. But no, we've made the barriers out of adamantium or something that won't bend when a car slams into it. So we're fine. We did lose about 3 seconds, but that's negligible really.
Into left 4.
We're still 11 seconds ahead, so that's fine. Looks like we're near the end of this one, judging by the bar at the bottom left there. A couple more puddles to navigate, and we should be to the finish. Ooh, sugar. That's a very tight one to end on. And that's lost us 14 seconds and we lose. No, we're fine. We should be fine. Yeah, we won by 10 seconds. Nice. And thus combined we won by a total of 16 seconds. Whey! So thus we continue and we get our cutscene. Another 20 grand. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we have 40 grand to play with. So we'll go to the car dealer. And can we afford anything in here? No! We can't go up to 1600 modified. I doubt there's anything in here. No. And definitely not in Pro. God, the differences in prices here. You can get into Pro for 200k if you want to drive a 1998 Impreza. Or you can go for 375 and buy a 206. I would buy the 206, but I don't have the money. Wow, this is a big difference there. So I still can't enter a championship. So I'm forced to use the Puma. And we still only have two. So you're forced to repeat one as well. Blimey. I'm not sure if this was thought through very well. Because I'd have expected it to, after the two that you've done, unlock a new place for you to drive and then have 60 grand to go and buy the next tier up. That seems a little bit weird. Right. But I think I'll leave it there for now. I think we've had a good check out of this game to see what it's all about, and I quite like it. I'm just not sure about the structure of the career mode there, but otherwise seems pretty fine in terms of a game. I'd definitely play that. Yeah, I quite like that. But anyway, thank you for watching another episode of, well, Shiro Racing in this case. And I'll see you again for the next one on Shiro's Game Room. Don't know what we'll be trying next. We might be trying another rally game, or we might be continuing some more Spyro. We shall see. But anyway, take care, and goodbye. Where's that finish one? There. Let's have the rest of me coffee.